Well, hello again everybody. Welcome back to another Tech Biz tutorial. This is another one geared towards our instructional technology and educational technology experts out there, or any teacher who's looking for free digital resources for educators. Or maybe you're a student who's trying to put together some multimedia work and you're looking for assets to use in your project. So I'm going to show you just a quick list of some things that I think are pretty useful and can help get you on the right track for your digital work. I've heard like stories and seen some newspaper articles where teachers have created educational blogs or class web pages, and they've been taking information from Google searches, posting the pictures with the impression that, well, it's for education, I should be able to use that, and then they get in a little bit of trouble with the copyright trolls out there, and it can cause you a lot of problems, and you can get like a cease and desist for your page, and like you have to take everything down. Sometimes there are, as we're going to learn about in this unit of class, for those of you who are taking instructional technology with me, sometimes you can use things in your classroom, but that classroom does not necessarily extend by definition to the World Wide Web, even though the students may be using the resource in the World Wide Web for the class. If it's out there for anybody, then you could be getting into some trouble. So here are some resources that you can use without getting into trouble, and I think they're of some good quality. So let's go ahead and begin. The first thing I have that I wanted to show you was, if you have a YouTube account, oftentimes the worst thing as a digital media teacher or a digital design teacher, when you're having students make videos, or if you want to make a video and put it online, trying to find free music to use in the background. And that's a question I get all the time. What should I use for my music in the background for my YouTube channel? And if you have a YouTube account, first of all, you can create your account and make sure you're signed in. Then if you just search YouTube free music library, it's going to show you youtube.com audio library music. And if I click on this, it'll take me in there, and here we have an audio library by YouTube of all sorts of songs that you can use. You can search for them by the genre, by the mood, by the artist. Gives you the duration. Real easy to download, and you can use these on your YouTube channel. So there's that. That's been really helpful for some of my students and other teachers who have asked me for they need some background music for their tutorial video, or for a lesson that they're giving on YouTube. And this is what I would go to first. So that's the first thing, audio library. Kind of a good little example. All right, the second thing we have is something that a lot of people will use. Like let's say I wanted to look for images now, and I'm going to find a picture of a camera. Alright, we know we can go to Google and search for camera. I can click images, and I have all these pictures in here. It's not okay for me to just choose whatever I want, right click and copy it and paste it into my blog or into my worksheets or whatever the case may be. It's not acceptable, and we all know that by now. Sometimes people will go here to settings. I'm sorry, more, my bad. Nope, tools. Here we go. I don't know what I'm thinking right now. You go to tools, and here they have this information, but the go-to one some people will use is usage rights. I click on that, and it says, oh, alright, do I want to search for everything? Do I want to go to Creative Commons license or commercial and other licenses? So let's say I go to Creative Commons licenses. And a lot of these pictures are supposed to be, according to their search engine, something that I'm allowed to use. but it's not always 100% accurate. I've at times gone on here and tried this out just as an experiment, and I found some pictures where it it was a copyrighted, like it was a specific logo for a business that had showed up in there, and it's not okay to use that without their permission in most cases. So, I would try to avoid this Google search and Creative Commons as much as possible. All right, so here's a better alternative. One of them for finding pictures is Pixabay. This is a pretty good site, as you can search through and browse, as a nice search engine where you can search for different images. Let's say, I like this picture of the eagle, so I click on this. All right, and then over here I could go to free download, and you choose the size. All right, when you go to download, you have to say you're not a robot, and click on this, and you go to download. Now, it puts that in my downloads folder, but over here, if you look, this is the thing you have to pay attention to about Pixabay before you post it. Right here it says Pixabay license, free for commercial use, no attribution required. That's cool. That means I can use that. I don't have to give the person credit if I don't want to. And if it was something where I was trying to make money off of, I could sell that. I could do that legally. Works out pretty good. Sometimes it'll say free for personal use, or it'll say you need to give credit to the user, and then you have to go into the license and you would have to follow those directions. So most of the stuff on Pixabay is free to use, but there are some things in there where it says like sponsored images, iStock, and if you click on those, it'll take you to iStock and they'll try to get you to buy something. Alright, so I'm trying to keep all this stuff free for you to use because we're teachers, and income can be tight sometimes, right? And so here's a free way, and you can use this, and you can even use it, if I wanted to make that be a part of a cover for something I was selling, I could, because it's free for commercial use. I don't have to pay for that. I don't have to give the person who took the photograph, I don't have to give them the credit if I don't want to. They would appreciate it, and encourage it, but you don't have to by law. So that's Pixabay, Pixabay.com. We use this a lot in my graphic design class when we're trying to look for a picture where we can't easily take the photograph ourselves. It's a good alternative. Alright, the second one I like better. This might be the best web page on the entire internet. I don't know. It probably is. It's called Unsplash.com. All of these pictures on Unsplash are high resolution, and they are free. Everything on this is free to use for life if it's been on there. You can click on the home page where it says more about the Unsplash license, and they show you that information about how that is legal and all that. And this is like people who are good photographers who just are passionate about giving people stock images to use for their work. I've seen a lot of pictures from this show up on like ads and commercials on like the internet, when you get pop-up ads or whatever. I think I've even seen a few pictures from these kind of show up in advertisements that are in magazines. So it's used by a lot of people, used by a lot of graphic designers, and you can browse by category, or just like Pixabay, you can search in there. So if I wanted to look in there and I wanted to search for a bear, here's these pictures of a bear. I'm not able to, probably living in Nebraska, able to go out and just get a picture of a giant grizzly bear and find a great picture to use, or a polar bear. Let's say I like this polar bear picture. I go here, and you can click download for free, puts it in there, and they will give you information where if you want to share that person's name with it, if you so choose. But Unsplash is pretty awesome in terms of using pictures for your projects. So all sorts of things in there you can put from your blog on there, and all that cool stuff. The last thing I wanted to show you, a lot of people forget about loc.gov, Library of Congress. So you can use this anything on here for your teaching purposes and all that. And if you go to like digital collections, and I click there, and you search for whatever you want to up here, it'll tell you if it's like an article or photographs. But the reason why I wanted to show you is they also have an option here where you can narrow it down even further and go to like audio recordings. So we talked about that before, right, with music, with YouTube music. So audio recordings, that could be useful. And films and videos. You can find video clips in here that are related to whatever content that you're searching for, and then they'll have download links or a streaming link where you can use that for your classroom as well. So down the road for our class, for our instructional technology, we're going to be creating some like a Microsoft Sway and an Adobe Spark page where we're trying to teach some things, like have content available for our students in a distance setting. And I wanted to show you these resources before we get to those units later on, because then you can start applying this stuff to your coursework for me. Or if you're not taking the class for me, if you're just an interested educator and you're trying to look for content to put up on your blog so you don't have just the same old boring stock art or clip art with your work, you have stuff that actually looks really nice. So here we have it. Use those things as much as you like. If you have other places you like to find free assets for your work, go ahead and share them in the comments below, and you know, kind of help the community of people come up with more ideas of places where they can get them. But I think this is a good starting point. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next tutorial. Have a good one.